Hello and welcome to a Total War Saga Troy. This is going to be my second campaign on the game. You may have already noticed the other campaign going live, or at least being streamed a couple days ago, the Odysseus campaign. The second campaign is going to be with Sarpedon, who is a Trojan leader. I was not allowed to play Trojans, well, not allowed to stream or show Trojan leaders until today. But yeah, I'm playing as Sarpedon. The reason I chose Sarpedon is because I wanted to do something a little bit different. I think most people are going to be playing either Paris or Hector, and on the other side, people are going to be playing Achilles and Agamemnon. That's what I'm assuming anyway. So I figured, Odysseus it's got a very unique start, and Sarpedon's got a very unique start as well. So it's playing with those two factions and see how that goes. By the time you see this, I will have already streamed the Odysseus campaign a bunch, as I said, but I haven't actually done any of that yet because I'm recording this the day before I'm allowed to start showing Odysseus. So just so you get an idea, this is the first campaign I'm recording, or playing really, even though this is the first campaign, or second campaign you're going to see in Odysseus, this is the first campaign you're going to see. Also, quickly, if you're wondering why this is a recorded video and not a streamed Let's Play like I usually do nowadays, I recommend watching the update video I released a couple of days ago. But very quickly, basically I'm going on holiday on the 12th until the 22nd, and while I'm away I can't stream, so I figured I'd do a recorded Let's Play so you guys have at least something to watch for the 10 days that I'm gone. So, Sarpedon, we have an easy starting situation. He's the only Trojan leader that has that, which is not the reason I chose him, but again, because he starts all the way nicely down here in the bottom right of the map. We're playing on Legendary difficulty, of course, as well. There's two different settings now in both campaign and battle. This one gets locked when you choose Legendary. There's actually only 4 difficulties here, interestingly. But yeah, even if I choose Easy and then go back to Legendary, it automatically locks it back to Veteran. So yeah, 5 difficulties for campaign, 4 difficulties for battle. There's a couple of things that I don't like about Legendary difficulty in this game, similar to Warhammer, but I'll go over those when we get into the game. So our faction mechanics, we have precious resources. Stockpile precious resources produced in provinces and spend them for faction-wide effects and unique items. Celestial Iron improves battle performance of all units. Minoan Relics increases influence and grants divine favor, and White Granite reduces construction cost and construction time of all buildings. Then we have LYCIan or LYCIan, I'm not entirely sure, I'll probably find out soon, but I'm going to be mispronouncing a lot of words, so please bear with me. LYCIan trade missions. Spread your influence on other factions' territories. High influence allows you to break or steal existing barter agreements and exchange gold for precious resources from their territories. Then for our armies, our recommended playstyle, we combine fast, light troops armed with armor-piercing weapons. We have a lot of axe units, basically, and extremely mobile chariots used for flanking support. The heroes that we get are the archers, the defenders, and the warlords, and we don't get the fighter. And our unique units are the Lycian winged chariots, the Lycian champions, and the champions of Sarpedon. The chariots we actually get early on, like basically we start with one, which is amazing, because early on these things are absolutely insane. And then our general, our leader himself, he has plus 5% to battle speed of chariot units in his army, and we get a plus 10 to deal evaluation for all diplomatic agreements except barters, which is pretty damn good. This guy is all about trading, and we're going to be trading an insane amount, and we're going to make a lot of money and different resources early on. Then there's, I guess, the settings, but yeah, this is just basically the same as I always have on any Total War game. So, let's go!
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices?
He's taken her! He's taken my wife! You've risked the safety of Troy.
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you.
Brother, I can fight!
Go. Seek shelter. There'll be plenty of fighting ahead.
The wrath of LYCIA will descend upon Troy. Paris acted in love, but he has incited war. Whether the walls of Ilios will endure, only the gods can tell. Ah, divine Sarpedon, Long ago, your people were banished from rich and beautiful Crete by the forefathers of Menelaus. The coming war between the Achaeans and the Trojans could present a long-awaited opportunity to retake the island.
My experience and wisdom, they serve Troy well.
LYCIA is Troy's ally. You share a common destiny with King Priam. To the north are the ruins of settlements destroyed by raiding tribes. These can be recolonized. To the east lie the lands of the LYCIA. These tribes wage war on the coastal Ionians. Across the sea, on rich and beautiful roads, the Achaeans have established prosperous settlements. From these, they hope to keep you at bay. On the mainland to the north are their Achaean allies. They represent a chance for trade and possibly conquest. Further north are your kin, the Carians. They can be trusted in times of need. Become familiar with your interests, your friends, and your enemies. Make them all work for you.
Sounds good, Homer. Thank you. It's LYCIA, apparently. Well, I think that's what he said, right? I've already forgotten. I think it was LYCIA. Anyway, you can go now. We have the how to play thing, but I just went over this stuff, so we already know. Now we need to defeat an army belonging to the following faction roads, which we have one conveniently placed right here. How about that? Right, so, starting off with Sarpedon, we will have a cheeky peek at all the stuff that we need to look at, such as our trade missions. So currently we don't really have a lot we could do here, but just to kind of show you guys what this is all about. So yeah, normally there would be, well, once people have barter agreements, they would be here. And if we then were to steal a barter agreement between factions, we would essentially be paying what that person was paying, and we'd be receiving what the other person was receiving. So like, it's not like we can just steal the resources, but we can steal an actual agreement, so we can take over essentially. And then we can ask for precious resources, which costs gold, which I don't really plan on spending anytime soon. Then we also have the precious resources menu here. So once we have a certain amount of resources, we can distribute them, I believe, and then we get these bonuses for, I guess, a certain amount of times. I haven't really played enough any campaign to really know everything about the ins and outs of everything. I played a little bit of this campaign, a little bit of a bunch of other campaigns, just to kind of see who I wanted to play as, but anyway, so that's that. We have two of our towns right now. We have Telemessos and Kalinda. We have a couple of unique buildings, so our trading post is unique to us. This also allows us to recruit the Lycian winged chariots. This gives us some bronze per turn, which is nice, and reduces our upkeep cost of all units and recruitment cost of chariot units in this province, and also, again, unlocks that unit. And then it just gets better when we get to the next level, but that's tier 4. We also have some other unique buildings, which I'll have a quick look at as well. We have the exotic goods storage, which reduces happiness, but gives us construction cost reduction in this province. We get precious resource production per turn, but it depletes the deposit, which the deposit is right here. So we have 78 white granite in this province, so once that's gone, then we get nothing from it anymore. And then we also get administration efficiency for enacting royal decrees, which I'm guessing means that it's like research rate. So instead of, taking 7 turns, an extra, whatever, a percentage a turn goes off of that. But yeah, we have currently already got the bronze and the gold one, so we have food, stone, and wood still to get, and of course we could also go for these other things as well. But I think early on I'm going to go for wood. Wood, I think, is just the best resource in the game, at least right now, from my very, very, very limited experience. I just like having wood, Sorry, that's wrong. But yeah, I think wood is really great because in this game, of course, there's a multiple resource system. If you haven't watched any of my previous video on the campaign preview, quickly go over them. Food is used for upkeep. of your units. Wood is used for mostly making buildings. I mean, some food is also used for buildings, and there's a little bit of crossover everywhere, but mostly this is upkeep. This is building buildings. This is building higher tier buildings. This is upkeep of higher tier units, and gold is just like the rarest resource, which is sometimes used for recruiting units, sometimes used for building buildings, and sometimes it's used for other things. So yeah, those are a very quick overview of the 5 resources. Right, so speaking of resources, now I'm going to be doing one thing here that I don't generally do when I play Total War games or do Let's Plays or anything. I'm going to do some editing, because I'm going to be spending the next 10 to 15 minutes getting trade deals, because I have realized that basically there's a couple of people I can already do deals with. I don't really want to do any deals with the people near me, but I have some people I can talk to that are far away, which will then unlock other factions that are further away as well, which will then unlock even more factions and even more options, and it kind of goes absolutely wild from there when I realized this yesterday, and I ended up on gaining like 2,000 wood per turn, 500 stone per turn, etc. for the next 5 turns. So I'm going to be doing that for a little bit. I'll actually just start off by having you guys see it as well. Also, the diplomacy, I guess I can quickly overview that as well. Taking a little bit of the stuff from Free Kingdoms, so we have the quick deal thing, which is great, so we can very quickly go through all the options we have available to us. It actually works a little bit better than in Free Kingdoms as well, because in Free Kingdoms sometimes it's a bit buggy when you click on someone and then you go back to the previous menu, like all the numbers are all jingled up and stuff, or whatever, jangled, I don't know, jangled. Anyway, the point is, very helpful. So yes, we don't want to talk to the people near us. So Tlawa is just to our east. We don't want to talk to them. We don't... actually, I think this one might be alright. And Feeda appears to be over here, who I don't think we're going to be expanding into that anytime soon. So I think I'm okay with getting a non-aggression pact. And we also get the bonus of 10.0. So you can kind of see that normally this would actually be minus 1.7. But because of our faction unique thing, we get plus 10 bonus with any deal that doesn't involve bartering. So the moment we were to barter, it would actually reduce. But and we can get military access to these people as well, which I think I'm okay with doing. So let's throw in some wood, because again, wood I think is the most important resource. So let's do 78 maybe, 79. Really? Okay, don't be like that then. Give me some extra food on top of that. 2 food, okay, sure. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna get that for the next 5 turns. We could up that to 10 turns, but then of course we'd have to reduce the actual numbers, and I may as well get as many resources as fast as possible. I could also go for a single barter, which instantly gives me this, so I guess I could have a look at whether that would be the same. So this 5 times 80 would be 400, so let's do like 350 for a single barter. Would that be anywhere near the same amount? Yes, actually. So I guess I could just get it instantly. So let's do 400. Nope. Let's do 390. You can kind of see why I want to skip this, because it's going to take very long to do all of this stuff. So 389. I think that about adds up with what I would have gotten over 5 turns. So I think that's fair. We'll just get it instantly. Sounds good to me.
Cool.
That's all the deals I want to make with you. And I think there's no one else I want to do non-aggression pacts with right now. But if we go here, the Carians are just over there. I guess we could talk to them. But basically, yeah, once we get to Dardania, we can click on them, and then we can see we can get a defensive alliance for 17. So we can get an insane deal with them, which will then allow me to see other factions around here. So I guess I'll start doing that. So again, I'll try a barter first, because I don't necessarily want to get everything right away. So we can get like 290 for this. That's not bad. 280. Okay, so that would be, let's see, 140. Oh, just out of like curiosity on how this all works. Yeah, that's about the same. So I guess normally that would be about 1400. So let's see if I can get 1400. Oh, I can get, oh, that's not, oh, he doesn't have that much. Well, fair enough. In that case, give me 500 wood right now, and then I'll take another something over the next 5 turns. I mean, that seems fair to me. 245, was it really 250? That was... Nope, we can do 255, 254 perhaps. There you go. Alright, so 500 wood right now, 254 wood over the next 5 turns for military access and the defensive alliance. And actually, I think I noticed with this faction that if we were to join your war against this faction, that's an extra 25. Okay, let's keep talking. I want some stone as well. You can see why this is going to take quite a while to get all this stuff done. Let's add some more wood in, because wood is just like super good. I mean, stone is great as well. Okay, so I'll add a little bit more stone. Okay, that's probably going to be almost, there you go, 237. Okay, well this guy's never... 337, he's never going to get any more... he's gone. His wood is gone for a little while. And we got, of course, a military alliance for another 17 we can throw in there as well. I'll have some more stone, why not? Can we just add 100? Yeah, screw it. Maybe some bronze. Do we need bronze? That's actually going up real quick. I guess bronze is fairly valuable to him. Yeah, actually, let's just up that. Oh, almost perfect. Another 61 wood and 110 stone for a military alliance. Sure, why not? I mean, of course, I am making these people all my allies, but they're Trojans. I want to be allied to them, and their wars are very unlikely to even ever be a problem for me. So, anyway, so you can kind of see why I need to not do this on camera, because we're going to be doing this for quite a while. So let me just do all these deals. Let me just quickly show you guys what we're making right now, and then I'm going to go back into it. I'm going to do a whole bunch of deals with everyone I can deal with, essentially, except for the people around me, and then we'll actually play the game. How does that sound? So I'll be back in just a second. It is done. It did indeed take me about 15 minutes. You can now see our income is quite a lot higher. We're making 1,740 free food. I don't think I got a whole lot of food income, to be honest, but 2,113 wood, which is pretty darn nice this early on. 634 stone, which is even more insane, and 154 bronze as well, which is also pretty good. I didn't get trade for any gold though. That's of course only for the next 5 turns, after which a lot of that is going to go away again, but that early on is pretty damn good. Now, of course, we have to sell our soul for that. So we now are allied, military allied, in fact, to Hector of Troy, Paris of Troy, and Dardania. We have military access with just about everyone in the entire world. We have a non-aggression pact with most of those factions as well. And we have a ton of trade partners, but that isn't actually trade, that is all just barter agreements, so that's all the stuff I'm getting from those people. So some of them I was wondering, actually, because I was taking a whole bunch of food, stone per turn, and stone per turn isn't usually that high, so I wonder if these factions are even going to be able to pay it, but again, they're AI factions, so I'm guessing they'll be okay with that. And we are also at war with a bunch more people, because I basically joined a bunch of wars, but these are wars that are all happening up here, which aren't really relevant to me. And it's, well, I mean, it's legendary Total War game, so it's very possible they will come over towards me, but if they do, they'll take absolute ages to get down here. So I think that's going to be okay, but I guess we'll find out in about 10 to 15 turns or so, if all of a sudden a bunch of factions start showing up. Some of them are actually green to stop the war, but then for some reason, when I went back into diplomacy, they ended up being minus 130 or whatever, so. Anyway, so yeah, we are making quite a bit of resources now, so that's good. So, let's start by building up Kalinda. So, one thing, again, I've already talked about this in previous, in the campaign preview stuff, but you don't have any minor walls or anything you can build in smaller settlements, which means every smaller settlement will always be unwalled. The only thing you can really do is build a garrison building, which gives you a little bit of garrison, but also reduces happiness, which is a bit of a shame. We are currently on minus 8 happiness because we have, this is one of the things I hate about recent Total War games, as in Warhammer and this game, because I think actually maybe Rome had it too in Attila, but Free Kingdoms doesn't have it, so yay Free Kingdoms once again for that kind of stuff. But yeah, minus 8 due to difficulty level. Wow, thank you so much for the artificial difficulty, I appreciate it. On top of that, of course, the supply system, which they said they were going to at least change somewhat, has not seemed to have changed much, because on legendary difficulty it's 28% food and 2.5% bronze for each additional hero, each additional army, basically, but yeah, hero that you recruit. And on normal difficulty, you'd think this would be a lot lower, but no, on normal difficulty, it's still 22%. So wow, at least, I mean, that makes me a little bit less wary to play on legendary, because even if playing on normal, or easy I think it was, I'm not sure, it's still 22%. So it's not like it disappears on lower difficulties. But yeah, that number is just absolutely ludicrous, and I hope they find something to fix this, but I very much doubt they will. Anyway, besides that, yeah, we can't recruit any agents or anything. We haven't got the buildings for that, so let's keep building whatever we want to build. So, in terms of construction right now in our miner settlement, I definitely want to build the stone miner's tent, because that's going to give us a bunch more stone. And then the other building I want to build here is that one, in terms of resources. And then finally, we'd either want to build a guardhouse or a recruitment building, I think. Or even actually, probably more likely, this trading post, because it's more bronze per turn, which is always good to have as well. We already have it constructed. May not provide any additional effect. I'd imagine it does. I mean, we don't get to recruit the unit again, because, I mean, we can already recruit it, so there's no recruiting a unit twice or something. Anyway. But I imagine we still get the bronze and all the other stuff from it, so I think I still want to build it anyway. You do have the downside of enemy factions wanting to attack your region more likely, but eh. We also have this building. Oh, last time I definitely traded for some food, because I think I built this like turn 1, but oh well, guess we're not building that right away. We also want to build this, because I want to get some slingers, and other than that, want to build... I don't want to build this building. I don't think it's very good. I mean, we do want the precious resources, but not at the cost of happiness, was it? Yeah, it's only 1, I guess, but still. We probably want to build a happiness building here as well, so we want to build that. And then we could build a altar as well, but I think we don't necessarily want to do that yet. We are apparently the son of Zeus, right? So we really should be making an altar to Zeus and favoring Zeus, but I don't know if we really want to do that. Looking at the bonuses, I guess, I mean, we haven't really looked at all the units and stuff yet either, so let's have a look at that real quick. So yeah, the units that we get the basic stuff, Anatolian youths and light skirmishers from our main building. We get the LYCIan, yes, was it LYCIan? I think it was. LYCIan winged chariots. We get the Khopesh fighters and renowned Khopesh fighters from there. We also get some companions of Sarpedon, which is one of our most unique units. Then we have, from the regular muster field building, we get the Axe Warriors and the... Lycian Axe Warriors and regular Axe Warriors. Then the next building, we get Heavy Axe Warriors and Eastern Spearmen. We get Heavy Eastern Spearmen and then Lycian Champions and Renowned Lycian Warriors. And then we get a bunch of ranged units, Eastern Slingers, Hunters, and Armored Lycian Archers. And then we get Heavy Anatolian Skirmishers from the, I guess, Watchtower type building. And then we have the Chariot building, which gives us Archer Chariots and Heavy Lycian Chariots. But of course we also already get the Lycian Winged Chariots from our unique building. So that's all the units. We of course have Spies, Envoys, and Priestesses as well. But those are agents, so they don't really count. Right, so I don't really know what our late game armies are going to be like, but they most certainly will have some two-handed axe infantry and such in them, because I mean those are obviously our best units. We also have the companions of Sarpedon, which get bonuses versus swordsmen and spearmen. And again, it's an axe unit, so basically we're going to be super heavy armor-piercing armies, I think. And the chariots are going to be playing a big role in our armies too. So I think generally our armies are going to be maybe a couple of ranged units to lure enemies forward, then have a thick line of strong shield units, a couple of flanking two-handed axe boys, and then just a whole line, or a whole bunch of chariots to charge in the flank and pick off skirmishers and stuff, because we don't really get any cav, of course, in this whole game we don't get cav. There's a couple of cav units, but they're like unique centaurs and shit. Anyway, so, yes, I definitely want to build this building, because I think I want to start building slingers pretty early on. I can't build this yet, although we will be able to do so very soon because of our insane amount of income right now. And I think we definitely want to build a happiness building, so let's do that as well. Let's build happiness. Can I still build this as well? No, I can't. Do I want to get this down first? I think we do. So let's build that first. Definitely want to keep that. Definitely want to keep this. I want to upgrade this as soon as possible too. This requires food. Because it's a training building, I guess. It's not really a building, just like a field that people train on. And then we want to build the happiness building, which we can't get. We can get the influence one, but this one's a little bit more expensive. That's why I probably should have actually gone for a little bit of money over time. Although we are about to do a battle. Sorry, not money over time, or resources right away rather than over time. But we are about to do a battle, which is going to get us some resources too. So our current army consists of Sarpedon himself, some Anatolian youths, the Lycian Axe Warriors, Eastern Slingers, and then of course the Lycian Winged Chariots. The unit icons now, by the way, round means, or circular means light. What is this called? Diamond, I guess, whatever. This is or a skewed square anyway. This is a medium tier units, and then you've got hexagon, which I guess we can't, there's no people with hexagon right now. They're heavy units. Anyway, let's do a battle, shall we? Alright, so it's in our favor. We have Cleon against us, some light swordsmen, militia, young spears, and skirmishers. Skirmishers! We can also see the map, but, I mean, whatever the case, we're gonna fight it anyway. So I actually played a little bit of this campaign, well, I mean 2 turns or something, before, just to kind of get an idea for this campaign. And I found that chariots are a lot of fun. I mean, they make for some relatively slow battles, but they are just incredibly strong. So I'll show you why I need some range units as well, and what my plan basically is in terms of battle generally. Because what I did when I played this before anyway, when I just wanted to have a look, is I essentially moved my slingers forward, tried to make them come towards me like one unit at a time, which is exactly what they did. And then once they're far enough away from their line, just charge the chariots in, and then they absolutely demolish everything. Now obviously in this enemy army, they haven't got any long range units, they've only got some skirmishers, light swordsmen, etc. Well, no range besides skirmishers is the point anyway that I'm trying to make. So they can't really, you know, hit my chariots as they come in, which is nice. Have a look at my units as well while we're waiting, kind of standing in the grass here, so I can't really see, but you can see some big old axes these men have got. The chariots look like chariots, as you might expect, moving incredibly slowly. We got our slingers, who should be starting to fire very soon. Again, I should mention this because people always wonder. Oh, I'm not in range, I guess. No, not quite. People always ask me, like, can you do more zooming in and like focus on the battles, blah blah. That's not really my channel. I'm more of a, like, I like to focus on the strategy. I actually really want to hit the young spears over there because they have no shield and very low armor, 5 armor. But I'll hit anything for now just to make them come towards me. But yeah, so my channel, I don't really focus on that kind of stuff. I'm more about just focus on the strategy. I don't really focus on the graphics and the animations and stuff, which is generally why I don't really care about all the animations. People like complain that there's no animations like there were in Shogun 2, how you had the match combat. People love the match combat, and I understand why they did, but as long as there's a couple of units, just actually if they're gonna, okay, yeah, they're coming, good, let's charge in there. We might be in range of the skirmishers if I do that, but yeah, as long as it makes sense, right? As long as it makes sense, I'm okay with it. As long as the units die when they're supposed to, when the numbers match up, I don't really care how the animations are, as long as it all makes sense in the background. Okay, I didn't actually think there was going to be 2 units coming towards me. Of course, now that I'm talking at the same time, it's not going as smoothly, but it's okay. We're actually shooting at them the chariots as well. It is a ranged chariot, of course. Okay, them standing still, I'm not a huge fan of, actually. I'm just going to kind of miss them instead. Miss me that nonsense. These are spear units, but we're just going to go straight through. That's why you can see chariots seem to be quite good. We've only killed 19 men so far, but we reduced the health of this unit by about 1/3. So, definitely quite useful. The skirmishers, yeah, we're still out of range of those. Oh, that's a lovely little charge right there. Okay, I'll get out of there again. Absolutely ruining this unit. Luckily, the first battle as well, we don't have to worry about units getting away, because they'll just die anyway. I would have liked to have shot this unit more with the range, but oh well. Okay, time to turn around again. This is just a militia unit, so they're not going to be much of a threat either. The skirmishers are probably the biggest threat they have, so I do have to be a little bit careful. Haha, I was only joking. Alright, get him from the side, boys. I used to hate chariots, and I'm still not 100% sure on how to use them, but I seem to be relatively effective with them in this game, so I guess I'll take that as I think I know what I'm doing now kind of deal. Because back in the Warhammer days, which is the only rogue game that had good chariots in them. I mean, I guess Rome and yeah, Rome had the chariots too. I'm not sure about Attila. I never seemed to be able to work out how to use them, because people always said you have to click behind the unit, but I found that in this game at least, you kind of click on the unit, and then your chariots keep charging through, and then once they're basically through, you make sure they keep walking through. And I think you can just click behind units as well. I'm pretty sure that would also work. But actually charging seems to work just fine. Ooh, my man almost got caught there. I should also mention I'm playing on, I think, the highest graphics. Maybe anti-aliasing isn't all the way maxed out. I'm not entirely sure. And then I'm playing on extreme unit size as well. Something I probably should have mentioned towards the beginning of the video, but there you go. Right, so we murdered 3 units, essentially, and we've still got literally all of our men. We've lost a little bit of health, but we've got to be careful of those skirmishers, though, because the moment we start charging them, we are ruined. Okay, so we killed off that unit completely. This one is still routing, so it could come back, but only 49 boys. I'm going to start hitting the skirmishers now. We do have a shield, So I'm not going to do a lot of damage to them, but anything is fine. Right, chariots are back into position. I'm going to start moving up the rest of the army as well. Before people start asking, how do I move units like this? If you select a group of units, you can do it with anything. You can also just do it with a single unit. Hold Alt, then left click on the unit, and then you've got it where you can drag it, so I can just drop it here if I wanted to. Or if I hold Alt, click on it, and then click Control or press Control, I can then rotate the unit as well, which is more useful with entire formations. So if I want to rotate the formation like that. So that's how you do that, because I always get that question, especially with new Total War games. Also, I don't use groups, so you'll see groups being used on other Total War YouTubers' channels all the time. I personally haven't ever since I started playing Total War games. I play on Legendary. I'm okay with not using groups, so appreciate the tip, but I will not change my methods. I'm pretty sure Legend Total War doesn't use groups either, or at least not usually when I watch them anyway. But anyway, so yes, as I said, fairly slow battles, because this is a pretty small battle right here, but trying to take as little damage as possible, and again, if I can actually get away with just losing no one here, that'd be quite the feat. This unit is just walking back and forth. I'm not entirely sure what it's trying to do at this point. But it's all good. I mean, I'm sure I'll lose out a couple of men, because I gotta kill the general still, unless I can make him rout, but that seems unlikely. We are about to be out of ammo as well. I guess you could shoot our little last bit of ammo as well.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Alright, that was actually my chariot. They literally had like one arrow left to fire, and that was it. Right. It's time to get in there. Let's actually just send him in first. That's legitimately trying to lose no one here. I'll move you up out of range of the skirmishers. Alright, Sarpedon. We haven't actually looked at Sarpedon yet. He does look cool, of course. He's got his little... like, what is this, like a tiger, panther, not panther, like leopard stripes? No, not stripes, whatever. He's got a shield that looks very cool, wouldn't you say? I certainly would. Okay. He will take a bunch of damage from skirmishes, which is a bit of a shame actually, so I really shouldn't just send him in like that. But on the other hand, these guys would take a lot of damage as well, so... what do you want? You should probably start running around, although there isn't really a cause for running around, because there's only 2 units left. They're not particularly scary at this point, I think. Okay, they're running away from Sarpedon, so that works out as well. Our ability, by the way, I haven't talked about this yet, is Dread of Ares. Costs 50 rage, and it reduces the morale and stamina of a unit, a single enemy unit. And it has a range as well. You know what, while they're running away, I should really send my chariots in. I really like axe units, so Sarpedon definitely seems like the kind of general for me. Unfortunately, in this game, there's a lot of factions. Oh, they routed immediately. Okay, that was quick. There's a lot of factions that are, a lot of units that are spears, and spears have a bonus generally versus axe and sword units. So, as far as I can tell in this game, spears are going to be almighty. Okay, I've lost a couple troops. I mean, that's not too surprising, I suppose.
Victory
yeah.
is close enough.
Spears are the most likely unit you'll face, and okay, they're fully shattered now. I'm actually not going to send you. No, I'll send you in. Fuck it. And I have a lot of axe units and very little spear units, or very few spear units. So I think that is actually going to be a bit of a problem, or not necessarily a problem.
Your
but
hero is under attack.
It's going to be difficult in the late game, because our highest tier units are going to be countered directly by basically any old chuff, essentially. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Why don't you get back in here, actually? You really ought to rout any second now. There you go, shattered. Cool, well, I don't think there's any point in trying to kill him, so let's just get out of here and end the battle. There we go. Our first victory. 307 kills on the chariots. They're no Free Kingdoms cav, but they certainly are quite effective. Okay, if we'd actually killed him in battle, then we would have had an animation where he died, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Okay, we only got food, which I think does mean I can upgrade one of the buildings. I can get a little bit more food. Replenishment's basically pointless because we're essentially still full, so let's take the food and run. And we got some extra bronze and food from that quest or mission as well. Now we need to own or maintain a total of 12 units for the next one. Oh, and you can see all the deals I made. Oh, nice! Happiness in the local province. Achaean Clamus. Sweet. Sounds good. So yeah, those are all the deals I made. Normally I would click through all of them because OCD tells me I need to get rid of them, but the notifications, that is. Also the new factions that I encountered, which is why I was allowed to, or able to, do so many deals, essentially.
Sarpedon of LYCIA.
Right, so we got a level up on our boy. So we can go for either Immovable Force or Seize the Moment. So this gives us the ability Immovable Force, which increases the armor of my units. Is it... it looks like... Yeah, it's 40 meters around him, I guess. But to reduce their speed seems okay. We also have the Seize the Moment ability, which reduces melee defense by 50% on a single enemy unit. It's 60-meter range. It says affects enemies in range, but it doesn't. There's no range to it. It's just 60-meter range for me to target someone, it looks like. And then we can, of course, improve either one of those abilities. However, I think I'm going to save my points because I, on next level, unlock the Collector, which allows me to get more treasure looted after battle, which, of course, is very nice, good money. And then we can increase that even further to 20% battle captives taken, which I think would increase my replenishment rate. Or, not replenishment rate, replenishment after a battle. So, like, instead of 2% offered, I get 4% offered or whatever. Well, it says 20%, but it's not going to give me 20% of an army, because that would be insane. But yeah, it's going to be like, if you have 2%, I guess it's 20% of that 2% or something along those lines. So yeah, this would increase my replenishment after battle, which is nice. Could also get influence after victory. Double if battle captives are killed, which I guess means I would not be taking them on, which I do like. I like taking replenishment after a battle, so I think we're going to go for that combo right there. So I'm going to keep my point here. And of course, if you choose this one, that one gets locked out, and then if you choose that one gets locked out. So you always have a choice, essentially. But our choice in this case is just not spend it at all. And then, yeah, we've got our armor. I haven't even looked at our equipment yet. We have had our armor already, which gives us some more armor and melee defense, and then we just got this follower as well, which is nice. You can see all of our stats and also our unique ability, which is the Dread of Ares here. And of course Aristea, which every single ability in the game has. So, now then, we are able to recruit some stuff, but we actually have a decision to make, and I didn't make this decision yesterday when I played this by myself either. And that is, also I'm going to upgrade this now for sure, and that is to where to go, essentially. So the thing is, we have some people next to us who I'd love to take out. I think that we don't have any deals with these people. I purposely didn't make any deals with them either, so we can easily take those out if I want to. But we have several territories up here which are all busted. And this one is actually part of our province. I don't know how in the world this one ends up being part of our province, not that one, or even one of them over here, but that one is. Anyway, so the point is, I kind of want to take these territories because they are currently basically free land. You don't need to do anything to be able to take those. What I could alternatively do, of course, is just recruit another general, but the problem is that I would pay well, it's only 115, I guess. I would pay more resources. Of course, for the rest of my army. So if I were to do that, I wouldn't really be using my army because I wouldn't really want to be making my army any bigger. So the problem, like it almost seems like the best course of action here would be to disband my entire army, or at least everything except for the chariot, I guess, and just go take these places with as little as possible. So we're paying less upkeep. But I don't really want to do that because it's kind of boring gameplay. So I think what we're going to do, I am going to get rid of these Anatolian youths because they're kind of crap. And I think the rest can all stay. And then we're going to recruit some other stuff. So, we can see that Lycian, yeah, it was Lycian, wasn't it? Lycian winged chariots, they actually cost gold and wood to recruit. And then they cost bronze to upkeep, but we have plenty of bronze income. Even without the diplomacy, which is 53, we still have 90 from the royal decree and 29 from the buildings, and we're currently only paying 18 for our one unit, so we can definitely have a bunch more units, so that's not a problem. I definitely want to have like 4 chariots or something and just go absolutely wild on chariots. And then I want to have a bunch of the axe warriors, which are a lot better than the Anatolian youths. You can see they have 20 more armor. There's actually, they have a lot more health as well, these guys. I should probably click on them and then compare it this way. So yeah, they have more health, they have more armor, more morale, more melee attack, more damage, and more charge bonus. They have a lot less melee defense though. These guys are incredibly defensive, I guess because they have a shield. And they also have...
Thus shall it be.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do. They also have a bonus versus large, but that's not something we often come across yet anyway, so that's not really a problem. And then I want to have a couple of Lycian axe warriors as well. Plus, of course, a couple of Eastern slingers. I just want a couple. I just want a couple. I don't know how many how slingers are actually, or how good they're going to be in my army. I think, honestly, in the late game, we may not have any. We may just have a super aggressive charging army, and then chariots in the back, and then boom, just go. But for the moment, we do want some. And also, the moment I can recruit archers, I'm going to be replacing the slingers with archers. So anyway, point is, let's get rid of these bozos. Disband them right now. I'm going to keep the rest of the army because I think that's all stuff I want to use. I can't really recruit anything I want to recruit right now anyway. In fact, with that said, maybe I should just go here right now. It looks like I can get there next turn anyway, so I might as well go as fast as possible, right? Yeah, I think this is actually a good idea. I'm not going to replenish if I force march, but I'll definitely make sure I can get there, so let's go ahead and do that. And we'll take Balbura, and then, you know what, I am going to go around and take him. I'm just not going to use an extra general for it. And then I guess we're going to hope we don't get attacked. That's the other thing we should be possibly concerned with. Anyway, I think we've finally done a turn. That's insanity. Wow, a turn? A whole turn has been done. Can we build anything else? Let me just quickly check. We can build the building I don't want to build. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. I think we're good. We have one mission to muster the troops, which is going to happen over time. This is also not part of our province, so once I take this and that, I'm actually still not going to be able to recruit anything. Because, well, I can recruit the basic units. Well, once I've built up the actual building. This is the downside of having allies. I'm going to get vision on everyone, so I'm going to just basically skip through all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's a nice start, having just insane amounts of resources. I think you could probably do this with most factions, to be honest. But with Sarpedon, it's even more insane because you get that +10 bonus. Like, there's deals that you wouldn't normally be able to make that we can make now. Like, you know. Normally, I wouldn't be able to get a military alliance with Troy, or sorry, not Troy, with Hector or Paris, but because I have the +10, I actually can. Which is, you know, it's pretty good early on to be able to make that many deals right away. Alright, we can upgrade that, which is pretty good. I think I want to go for this, though, having the small mountain Apoikia. But first, let me make sure I can definitely take this right now. I can actually go all the way to Sibira. I'm half tempted to skip over one. How much would this one cost? 429, 257, 86. That one is the same. Because this one is the capital, which is a lot more valuable. Though this is a food province, which is nice as well. I think since we have the movement, I want to get to this one as fast as possible because that's actually our province. So you know what? I'm going to skip past this one. Colonize this. Lose a bunch of our men. It's okay. I wonder if the cost is actually based on how many men you have in your army. Can I? Yeah, it looks like it is, because that's more expensive now. Okay, well, we're going to do a little bit of replenishment. I guess I could recruit some... You know, I can't, of course, because this is my province. We already discussed this. Alright, let's upgrade that. 600 wood. Do I still have enough for this unique building? Because that's actually... not quite. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, yeah. I was looking at food for a second. I was like, what? I have enough. I can still build this, though, and I guess I can build this one next turn. Yeah. This amount of stone income this early on is, I think, game-breaking, honestly. It's kind of ridiculous. This takes a single turn to build, which means we're going to be building other stuff next turn as well. So I once again may not be able to build the thing that I want to build, but it's okay. Let me quickly check diplomacy. I just want to have a cheeky peek here. See, there's another faction I can now deal with because I met someone else. And that's a big deal as well. Plus we can make it into military access. Let's get some more stuff. You know what, in fact, let me get some wood. And then, yeah, let's see how much wood I can get from you. Oh my god, not a whole lot. Oh, this is per turn. Sorry, no, I want instant wood. Sorry. I do want 1,000. Still not possible, though. Really? He wants to do 100 for 5... Okay, so what about 500? That would still be enough. Let's see how much I can get from him. It's not that important, because the port is also pretty good, to be honest. 64, but 63? 61? Okay, fine. Although, actually, no, sometimes you can put an extra food in there. Not that it's really worth, to be honest, but anyways, that's one more. We might be able to do even more than that, to be honest. But it's like, I get a non-aggression pact and military access with someone who's miles away and never going to be a problem for me. The only problem I could really have from this is that I'm going to be pulled into war. Like, if two of my allies start fighting each other, that might be problematic. But anyway, now that we have enough, I can actually cancel this one and build this building after all, so I can get my stone resources up quicker. And I can build this next turn, no problem. Because, yeah, food per turn is still nice, of course, as well, and growth and all that stuff, but getting that stone early on is just insane. Like, that's 96 stone per turn. It's pretty darn nifty, I'll tell you.
Duty.
I wonder, can I get... No, I can't get there next turn. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have to take 2 turns to get there. Hopefully no one else gets there before me, because if they do, might be slightly problematic. I also should check out one of our unique... the barter stealing agreement thing. I should have a look if I can get anything nice from that. A mission to construct any building. Well, I'm building plenty of buildings, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, they're trading with me. I think everyone is trading with me at this point. Everyone's like, no one's got any resources left because they're sending everything to me already. Yeah, okay, that's not nothing right now. That's not nothing. Alright, well I can't get there this turn, so let's hang out on our own border so I can get a little bit more replenishment, and then we can get there next turn, and hopefully no one else takes that next turn. Then, building-wise, we can upgrade this further to get the hunters right away, which is actually somewhat tempting, but I think this is more important. So is that. More stone. I can't build both, can I? Oh, I might be able to build both. Would be very... I'm 21 wood short. I also want to build, I guess, the happiness building, so I guess we'll just go ahead and do that instead. And we need growth for this, I imagine, which we currently haven't got yet. Okay, so yeah, upgrading this is pretty good as well for growth reasons as well. I think the main problem we're going to have is we're going to be super far behind everyone else. Oh, also, I didn't build anything here. This is currently very unhappy, so happiness is definitely something we need to build as soon as possible. I can't really build anything useful right now. I think a garrison building wouldn't be... Oh, it's more happiness reduction, though. Well... Hold on. What if I don't build the port? I build this instead. Then we have enough wood to build something else here, I think. Yeah, alright, I think that's more logical right now. I need to get that happiness so I don't immediately lose my province. That would be pretty annoying. Or at least we're gaining tons of food, so by the time I want to recruit a full army, I can basically recruit a full army without any problems, which is also nice. Anyway, I think we're good to go. Let's end the turn. I guess I should have checked diplomacy again quickly just to make sure there's no other deals, but... Like, especially I should check if Troy... Sorry, I keep saying Troy. If Hector or Paris are at war with anyone, because they're major factions, and also the Adidas guy. Let's take this first, I think. Yeah, we'll take it right away. Perfect. Colonize that. Right, so now we got a full province, which also allows us to do a commandment. Not that. Right, so we have 5% to all resources. We have success rate of enemy agent actions, recruitment rank of agents. We definitely want to have this one. We recruit agents. We have happiness and growth. We have construction cost of all buildings reduction and administration efficiency for enacting royal decrees. So I guess this, if you just spam all this, you can have a lot of like cooldown reduction or like resource rate basically. I think for the moment we want happiness though, just to make sure we don't lose everything. Definitely want to build that. We still have quite a few resources, but first let me quickly check this. Is there any other stuff here? I can get a defensive alliance with Troy itself. Troy, are you at war with anyone?
You are welcome.
Because those are the big ones. If I join a war, nope. Okay. Well, I don't think this is really worth doing. So let's check. Negotiate. Normally. Hector. Hey, Hector. Are you at war with anyone?
Come out of this better off.
Well, what about Paris? Are you at war with anyone?
I'm sure we will both profit
Alright,
from
cool.
this
So
exchange.
never mind all that. No deals to make right now. Okay. Right, so we've taken that. We are building the main building here. We are still building that, so nothing we can do. And I guess we could build this now for the extra growth, which isn't bad. I could also go for that. I mean, being able to recruit archers right away instead of slingers, the range is actually lower, the damage is identical, almost identical, sorry. Slightly more ammo. I wish I could have a look at the armor-piercing damage, because I imagine the arrows do a lot more armor-piercing damage than the slingers do. The annoying thing... Hold on, I can do... Yes, I can do that. Stats and abilities. There we go. So you have 12 and 3. And then... the archers... Oh, I don't have to click it. Have 18 and 4. Okay, that's barely any better, to be honest. They fire a lot slower, but they do more damage. Okay, I think slingers are legitimately better in this particular case, so never mind that. I will build this after all. Right, so now you guys are going to run back to Balbora, take that as well, and then I think we're going to start building an army back here and actually go on the offensive against this faction. We want to have this little corner done, I think, so that we have a nice little corner to protect ourselves in. Okay, let's end the turn. Look at the amount of stone we have. Oh man, the resources are just piling on up. I could possibly even, instead of going straight here, maybe just take a detour. I'd have to try. Oh, that's not even my territory. I mean, nah, I could get there in 2 turns. There's no point making a detour. Let's not ruin anything. We don't have particularly good relations with this faction next to me, so I do think I should probably at least consider building an army soon. Upgrade any settlement building. Okay, well, once I have the growth required, I can do that. In fact, I can do it right now. More food. Sure, I definitely want to build... Ooh, I can build the major one right away. Well, let's see how far I get after building this, or what I have left after that. Yeah, definitely not enough for that. I do really want to build this, though. Let's have a look at our other province. With nothing we can do here. Well, in that case, I do want more happiness. It also allows me to recruit a spy. We currently are happy enough, but I think that's yeah, characters free, military presence 1. So we're actually currently on -3, which isn't too bad. This place is definitely worse in terms of happiness. I'd like to run in there to increase the happiness a bunch. Well, we got 3 from characters anyway, so it'd only be one for military presence. Am I actually... I think I'm just about able to reach that next turn. That's good. Okay, alright. And after that, we're finally running back home to recruit. So I think we're going to build the basic food building, which means I can't upgrade that, and I can't upgrade happiness building, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. And I can't upgrade that because this is still level 1. We're still waiting for growth. That's going to go very slowly. But once we take Balbura as well, it should hopefully start going faster and faster. As long as we can prevent too many rebellions from happening around here, we should be okay. At least we have the major settlement. It's just not going to have much of a garrison right now. You have 2 heavy axe warriors. At least that's some pretty decent units, at least. That's not bad. Anyway. We're good to end the turn. Let's quickly have a look again at any quick deals I might be able to make. Again, it's just people around me right now. More people want to be military or defensive allies of me. No one wants to peace out. It's okay. I don't want to peace out either. I have a war of people over here, I believe, so I actually should consider that I might get naval invaded at some point as well. But after we take Balbora next turn, we can actually start recruiting our army. Well, not in Balbora. We'll have to take one more turn to get down here, but you get my meaning. Okay, there go out of our barter agreements, and now we're back to normal numbers. Still making 1,800 food, 700 wood, that's like the basic number. 238 stone is still pretty damn good, but we have almost 3,000 stockpiled, so we're going to be good for a long time, and bronze also down to 99. So yeah, nothing is left from all of our deals, but that's okay. Right, so you can definitely take this turn. Let's go do that. Oh, don't be a twat. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, well that's definitely put a... It doesn't say that we can't reach, but okay, fine. Let's go back and replenish in that case. That's definitely put a bit of a screw in the works, is that the saying? God, if I'd known that, I would have just run back into... would have run into Kybera instead. Population surplus in Lycia, our province. Build some buildings. Good. I love building buildings. Always good. Yeah, happiness is nice. Building a spy or recruiting a spy is not bad either. I can't build anything here because we are just currently locked in terms of growth. So, yeah, I guess we'll go for that. Why not? Do I also build this? Sure. While I have the resources. There's no reason not to. I'm not going to recruit the archers, I think, but... I mean, it just seems weird. I feel like archers should be better than slingers, but... eh. Slingers have higher range, and I think that's more important for our current strategy right now. You can't do this in 4 smart stance, can you?
Ever faithful.
I'm actually not sure.
Ready to march.
No, I can't. Okay, good to know. Okay, stay in normal stance. Right. Quickly check diplomacy once more. Any quick dealios I can do. Anyone other than... Oh my god, we can get a defensive alliance real bad with the Ilion Hirtacidei.
You are welcome here, King Sarpedon.
There were some people as well. Oh god, that's quite a deal. It's just that this is a minor faction, so this deal will never be as good as the major faction deals. Although that's still pretty nifty, to be honest. But another defensive alliance. They have no stone remaining. Probably because I stole it all from them earlier. Let's do 200 and a bunch of food. Although I don't really need food. How much bronze have you got? 36 only, yeah, that's okay. Just pop it all in there, and then I'll take the rest in food. I mean, it's going to pull me into another war. I'll have another look at this. So this is the Manian Phrygians, which are, again, super far away, so I don't really care about that war. There's a defensive alliance, though, which I'm less keen on. But, again, they're all around all those other factions. I'm sure it's going to be okay. They're also a defensive alliance with Troy, which I actually don't have, but fair enough. They have a bunch of other deals with Hector and Paris, so yeah, let's do this. So keep those resources coming. And then there's nothing else. Can I peace out with anyone? Nope, definitely not. Okay. Did I have any deals with them from before? I feel like maybe I just ruined something because it seemed like a lot of people didn't like me. I'm unreliable. Yup. Okay, well, I guess I should have checked that first. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna load my autosave. I'm so sorry. This is not something I generally do, but I should have checked that first. I definitely was already doing deals with them. Because that is straight up incredibly unreliable out of nowhere. Okay, yep, I'm no longer unreliable. Okay, so I can still make the same deal as in military access. Or sorry, a defensive alliance.
I am happy to negotiate.
Yes, there you go, Manian Phrygians. I should have checked that first. Okay, right, I can still get a decent deal though. Let's do 150. I still want all the bronze you have, so 36. Oh, look at that! Perfect. And I'm not going to join your war. Alright, sounds good. Oh, they want a military alliance now for 15.
Here,
oh
King
boy.
Sarpedon.
They got another 30. How can they give another 36 if that's all you have? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know if I want a military alliance. Let's let that one be for now. So that made any other deals open. We can get another defensive alliance with Phimia as well, Troy as well.
I will always heed.
Still no wars, and I can't do enough for 1.7. All right. Cool. So let's do what we did again in terms of buildings. So we were building that and that. And I think that was all. And I couldn't reach this, but since I don't like cheesing that, I'm just going to sit here. And not actually go into the town like I would have otherwise done. Okay, cool. I think that's all I got for this turn, once again. We're almost done with the expansion route. This is not the most exciting campaign. I understand that. You want me to pay 750 stone for a military alliance with you? How about no? You're just asking for resources. It's not gonna happen either. I mean, I do have a lot of stone. I realize that, but I probably am. I'm probably the richest stone. Like, I have the most stone in the entire world right now, or at least in this area in this game. I imagine that's probably true. All right, can I build this now? I certainly can. Although, can I still get this? Yes. No, I can't. You fool. Cancel that building. I'll build the other one instead then. Colonize that. Alright, now I can actually start recruiting, but I need to do so in my own province here, so I gotta wait. I can upgrade that though, so that sounds good, and I think that's all, because this again is just waiting for stuff. And I don't want to build anything other than that here right now. Again, this is pretty good as well, to be fair. But, okay. The only thing I could really do to speed things up right now is I could recruit another hero just to start recruiting units. It would cost a bunch more food and bronze, but not a huge amount. So I could legitimately start recruiting with a different general right now, which would speed things up a little bit. Well, I mean, it would speed things up by a singular turn, I guess. Which isn't really that helpful, but I don't mind recruiting someone anyway. So let's do that real quick. So we have the motivation thing, which I haven't really talked about. Plus, of course, every general has a different little... Like, this one is a defender protector, this one is a defender veteran, this guy's a warlord warmonger, etc. I don't really know which one my favorites are yet. I think there's a couple that focus on unit buffs, which I tend to like. Although this hero has the guile and authority to command his soldiers, his wisdom can also be applied to matters of state and commerce long after the bloodshed has ceased. Now, I want stuff that's good in battle. I don't think I need an archer. I think archers are probably... I mean, I've seen archers in action. They don't seem particularly strong. Hero holds sway over the hearts of friends and foes alike. His words emboldening his warriors and pushing them on to valorous action whilst chilling the hearts of unfortunate enemies. Seems okay. So that's a warmonger. We got a veteran. Often little more than a series of charges and retreats, this hero stands strong, ready to surprise the foe of his terrible might, particularly once they are already tired and spent. Protector. Songs have long been sung of towering warriors like this hero, who use their shields and plate to thwart, bend, and break their foes' moves, and eventually their will to fight on. I think a warmonger seems alright to me. Companion. A rare companion, compassion for the warriors under his command, swiftly running to lend his arms, voice, and counsel above the din of a losing battle. That seems pretty good as well. Commander. After years of studying the battle intricate techniques, this hero sees the field as an extension of his will, directing his warriors to outmaneuver and outlast his opponents, attacking where the foe is least defended. That seems pretty useful for us as well. Alright, let's see. Motivation after this hero wins a battle but not part of a reinforcing army, that's fine. Motivation after this hero ends the turn in an own province of organized games, which I think that might be a... Is that one of these things? Organized game. Well, that's the one we have right now. It's the one I'm probably going to be using mostly, so that's not bad. Motivation after this hero loses a battle. Motivation if this hero ends a turn in their own province with negative populace. Well, that's going to happen all the time, but I guess it gets cancelled out by motivation after this hero ends a turn in their own province with organized games. Although that's not always going to be the case. But I think we're going to go for the Warlord Commander. Amphimakos, just to make things more difficult to pronounce. And I'll recruit him. Am I recruiting him in the right place? Telmosos? Yeah, definitely was. Alright, welcome. Recruit some stuff for me, please. Right, so we actually have Eastern Spearmen and Heavy Axe Warriors available as well already. They only cost food and not wood, so I think that's going to be my frontline unit rather than the cheapy, these ones, Axe Warriors. So let's compare them to Heavy Axe Warriors. They have a lot more HP, armor, morale, lower speed, makes sense, more melee attack, more melee defense, more charge bonus, and they have a missile as well, which is actually pretty nice. And then comparing these ones to the Spear Boys, the Spear Boys have a lot less HP, holy crap, lower armor as well. It looks like these guys are just like lower tier. Lower morale, more speed because they're less armored, less melee attack but a lot more melee defense. So yeah, it looks like Spear units are just like more defensive units compared to Axe ones. Which makes sense, I guess. They have more damage though, and they also, these guys have the bonus, oops, don't want to recruit you. These guys actually have the bonus versus large swordsmen and axemen, which is what you'll see a lot, so that's a thing to consider as well. But they don't have a missile, and these guys do, so these guys are a little bit more aggressive. I think we're just going to go with them. I also want to get some more chariots, and I want to get some slingers, like I said, so we'll start with the slingers, I think, because they're the cheapest of all the units I'm going to be recruiting in terms of upkeep. So let's just get 3 slingers. I think 4 should be enough in the army. Then 4 chariots, and then a whole load of axe warriors with a couple of Lycian, heavy axe warriors with Lycian axe warriors on the flanks. God, that's going to be very confusing. So many axe warriors. We have 3 types of axe warriors, heavy axe warriors, Lycian axe warriors. Can this get more complicated? Find out next time. So Hector running around with a full stack over here. Actually, not quite. Also, that's not him. That's just one of his armies. Okay, you can go. You may leave us. 125 stone is required of me. I'm gonna go ahead and decline that one. Ended their non-aggression with me. Okay, seems fine to me. I'm on the verge of starting to recruit my first full army now, so I think we're gonna be okay. We issued our royal decree, which finished our quest. Via diplomacy, send a single gift of 600 food to Troy. Oh, that's not gonna be a problem. We got plus 20% food per turn from buildings, plus 10% stone per turn from buildings, and plus 10% wood per turn from buildings, and 1,000 bonus experience. Interestingly, oh hello. Interestingly, this is one of those quests that it doesn't seem to have a time limit. So I should really do this like in the late game, sending 600 food, and then all of a sudden, this is a lot better in the late game than it would be early on, wouldn't it? So I'm actually tempted to wait, because that is like, we can definitely get a lot more from that later on. Maintain 2 controlled provinces. Oh, and we have 3 because of military alliances. Okay, so that mission should be finished immediately as well. There you go. 700 wood from that. We need to do the same thing again. But we did that too. So 700 food and 150 bronze. Done. Issue a commandment. Already done that too. 140 food and 100 wood. Thank you very much. Hostile agent success. Infiltrate. Succeed in the mission to infiltrate. What does infiltrate do? God knows. Okay, well you infiltrated. Good job.
My abilities do not extend
happiness.
to this.
Okay, that's just happiness. I thought maybe that had something to do with it. Okay. Right, so that gained us a ton of resources as well. Holy crap, all the missions immediately done. And we got our units recruited. Cool. Right, I think I'm going to actually end the first episode here. I know it wasn't super exciting, we only did one little battle. But we got a really strong start, I think. We have 5 regions already, and once we get our army going, we're going to have a lot more. We're going to take the 4 regions that are around here and then probably start heading towards the island of Crete. Is this Crete? I mean, I think it was, because that's what he was talking about early on. Or is that... No, this is Crete, isn't it? I've been to Crete twice, but I keep... Yeah, I think it's this one. In my life, I've been there twice. I called it Knossos on one of the early things, because the faction called Knossos was over there. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's going to be one episode of this every single day for the next while. So yeah, keep an eye out for another episode tomorrow. The next one will probably come out later, though. I just released this one early because that's when the embargo dropped for this campaign. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Until then, have a good day and goodbye.